There's a video by Actualized, which is a channel that I quote quite a bit, just because he was very foundational, Leo Gura, in my personal development journey, especially post-college, and in my self-discovery of what I talk about here. He had a video about paradoxes of personal development, where he listed a whole bunch of things that might seem to not make any sense. Different personal development ideas and just ways that reality works that seem to contradict each other, or perhaps do completely contradict each other. And then he said at the very end, now if all those paradoxes are driving you crazy, just sit for a second and just experience reality for a minute. Is there any break anywhere in the frame? Is there any inconsistency in reality? And the obvious answer, but one that can only be grasped by your true nature, is that no, it is completely consistent. Rather, it is completely complete. It is whole. It's not missing anything or lacking anything. It doesn't include anything that it shouldn't include. It's like a computer software that just runs perfectly, perpetually. Reality itself is whole. And the place where that understanding really helps me, and I can even say even helps little ego of Joe here, my experience is whole. My experience is complete, exactly the way that it is. I've really had this idea of lack instilled in me pretty much from childhood, as I think just about every person has had at some point or another. Most of us on a long-term consistent scale. I mean, all of the American economy, I'll just speak to my country, runs on the dissatisfaction of people feeling like they need to buy something in order to make their experience more whole, more complete. They don't know exactly what is even missing, but maybe if I acquire this thing, then that will be the solution that I didn't know I needed. I'm talking about material objects mostly in that example, but we can also use the same thing for relationships that we want to have with people, romantic or friendship or business or otherwise. We can have that feeling towards achievements of once I accomplish this amount, then my experience will be whole. Because it rests on this fundamental falsity that experience is incomplete. And that's why we keep being dissatisfied with outcomes in life. Because we're trying to make complete something that is already complete. In the world of thoughts, stuff being incomplete is like just the way of being. That's just the way things are. In our heads all the time, they're like flaw-finding machines. I can look at anything right now, and I can conjure up a thought of how this needs to be better. I'm looking at a lovely lawn right next to me, but it's got all these leaves on it. Okay, that lawn will be in good enough condition. It will be in complete condition once I rake all the leaves. But then, of course, if I rake the leaves, I could find some, I don't know, inconsistency in the grass. Or, you can always find some other way that something can be more pristine. When you're listening to thoughts that don't actually know what it really means for something to be whole. My experience is complete at any given time. There's no except for. My whole experience includes everything that my thoughts dislike, everything that I have a natural animalistic aversion to. My whole experience includes my bank account that isn't in the 7 figures. My whole experience includes emotional issues that I still carry, social anxiety, mild self-sabotaging behavior. That's improved a lot, but is still definitely there in some capacity. A big one for me to overcome was health issues that I've had. Basic issues with my body and with my brain. But even those perceived imperfections, they still exist within this complete experience that I get to inhabit. This complete experience that really I am at the end of the day. I am experience. And I love ideas. It's one of my greatest skills is ideation. I love ideas. I love speaking. I love writing. I love all these manifestations of thoughts and pontification and contemplation. So I can get really addicted to those things sometimes. But always remembering that there's that equal balance to it. And I just talked about this very recently, of just feeling experience. Feeling what you really are. And I think ironically, you actually start to think more fulfilling and more accurate to reality thoughts because of all the time that you rest just sitting in your natural state of what you are. You ironically need to loosen your grip on your thoughts in order to have a clearer mind. My experience is 100%. I will always have access to that 100% whole, complete, perfect, pristine, XYZ, other synonym experience. And so will you. And so will you. I really want to have a good button for this video. But honestly, I got too distracted by that practice of just sitting there with my own pure experience that I've turned off the words system up here. So, I'm just gonna stop and sit with it a little bit longer.